Hello, my name is Christopher, and today we are going to do a road trip with the Volvo EX30, and we're going to use a yellow one, of course. Now, this isn't mine. I just thought it was quite funny to stand next to it because it's yellow, just as mine, which is a twin motor performance, 315 kilowatt or 428 horsepower, 64 kilowatt hours net capacity in the battery, and a WLTP rating of 450 kilometers. In Gothenburg, I will visit World of Volvo, and I have plans to make a video about that as well. So keep subscribed if you want to see that, or maybe I've already released it when this video is released. Who knows? But you will then find it on the channel. And World of Volvo is a new place where Volvo have. They closed their Volvo museum in Gothenburg a year ago, I think, and this is going to replace it, but it's going to be more interactive, and there's going to be more to see there. What they say about it, or what that's going to be, I don't really know, and that's what I'm going to visit them and see what it is. So we're taking, of course, the EX30 down. I still have the 1.2.1 firmware on the car because Volvo haven't released one. The last update they released was 2.5 months ago. I thought they would be quicker than that, and I'm sad that they aren't quicker than that because I really don't enjoy this car at all, actually, with all the software bugs and some hardware as well. But I'm waiting to do my final review on this one until we get this new update, which hopefully should come by the end of April if the rumors are true. And then I will do a review of that and see if they can fix some of my problems with it. But let's go inside and start the navigation process down to Gothenburg. Okay, so welcome inside, and the first thing I have to do is to start the Wi-Fi, because my car doesn't have an internet connection. Would be too much to ask for. So let's Christopher's iPhone connected, but I still don't have any Wi-Fi. Oh, now we go. Saved. Connected. Fantastic. Now I have an internet connection, and then I can use my navigation, and we can navigate to Clarion Hotel, where I'm going to stay, and we will reach that hotel with 10% if we charge at 16 minutes. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to charge just 16 minutes. I think we're going to charge more, but it plans the route to an Ionity on the route, so I think we're ready to go. Let's put the car in drive and get out of here. Oh, no, one more thing. We just need to remove that. We need to go to trip info and reset this trip meter so we have all the fun data. Now we're ready to go. So I'm on the highway now, and I have the lane change function active. This is something that is new for Volvo EX30, and we can see here in the graphics that it is possible now for me to change lane. So if I would do that, I start turning, and the car will actually do the lane change for me, but it doesn't stop the turn signal. That is something I have to do myself. Stop, for real. There we go. And I just wonder, that must be a bug that hasn't been solved yet, but hopefully it will be in that update I was talking about. But as you can see, it was quite nice, and something I like with this assisted steering of the Volvo is that you can actually correct the car a bit without the steering going crazy or just turning off, like in the Teslas, for example, which means that if I am doing a lane change, I'm a bit close to them now, so I don't have anyone behind me. So if I have I'm doing a lane change like this. Now it's not active. Now it's active, and I can do my lane change, and I want to do it a bit quicker than the car wants to do. I can do that, and the steering assistant is still active for me. Now it's very close to that lane, and I can correct it again, going a bit more to the middle. I enjoy that. in a Tesla, this would have definitely cancelled the assisted steering and wouldn't have let me do that. Now, please go up back to 120, thank you. But in the Volvo, I can. So I got a notification now that the car had found another charging stop, and that charging stop is, I don't know how many, like 50 kilometers before the old one, and I'm coming there with 31% left in the battery. So I'm not really sure why it changed that. I would prefer to have just gotten to that old place with less state of charge than this one. So my thinking is that in about an hour, when we are there, I will just ignore that and continue straight ahead, and it will probably redirect me to the old charging stop that it was, and then we can go to the station with lower state of charge. We want as low as possible to get as much speed as possible. I'm thinking that maybe we will get there with like 15%, 15-20%, and since the car stops the preheating of the battery at 20%, I guess it will route me to a charging spot before I reach 20%. But at the same time, it's 15 degrees outside. Look at the weather, fantastic day. There's really no point in the preheating of the battery. It doesn't matter as much today as it does during wintertime. So I think I'm good anyway. Oh, and I don't know if I said that in the beginning. I have EV charger at the hotel, so I don't need to charge any more than just being able to get there. So that's nice. Also, while talking about charging, we could go to trip meter and see the consumption. So currently I'm driven 135 kilometers, and we have a consumption of 21.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So that's 215 watt hours per kilometer. And the average speed currently is 82.1 kilometers per hour, and there have been mostly highway where we have been going 110, 120 kilometers an hour. So we seem to be around 21, 22 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers with that. The asphalt is dry, we have sun shining, as I said, 15 degrees. I have 22 degrees here inside. I started with 20, but it actually gets quite cold. So I'm not sure if there is something wrong with my car. I feel that if I go under 22 degrees, it gets really, really cold. And sometimes I feel that it gets too cold, even if I have the 22 degrees. I'm starting to think more and more that my car is, well, there's something wrong with it. I have a lot of problems with it that many others doesn't seem to have, which is unfortunate. I've actually made a review of this car once. I have released it in Swedish, and it's quite a bad review in the fact that I don't enjoy driving this car as much. I have recorded it in English as well, but I decided, since the rumor says that we have an update in like 2 weeks time, that I will wait for that update and see if my problems disappear, because I don't want to release a review of this car that then get fixes like 1 or 2 weeks later. Then that review doesn't do much. So I'm waiting for that one until I do a final review of the EX30 Twin Motor performance. So my internet connection issue that Volvo is unable to solve, I've seen it multiple times now in the Volvo EX30 group and on Reddit and such. more and more people that get their car delivered doesn't have internet connection. It's really frustrating and annoying. I don't have an internet connection, and for some reason now the car has disconnected from my phone, so I don't have any internet connection at all now. I have this little cloud with a line over it, meaning I am offline, so I don't have any traffic information. I can't do anything with Google, and I don't know how much of the map the car downloads when I do a navigation like this, but at some point the car will just stop showing the map because it doesn't know where I am anymore, because the internet is not working. It can't download the maps. So it's really frustrating. I also is unable to play on Spotify because I don't have an internet connection. So I guess there's radio for me now. So now I have turned off the road to go to the toilet here, and also trying to figure out this internet stuff. But as you can see now, the car doesn't know where I am, and it haven't downloaded the maps for this, and really doesn't know anything. Can I park here? Yeah, I can. Great. So I will do that, and then finally I can get back on the road, hopefully with an internet connection. So now I have connected back to my phone, and I have an internet connection in the car, and I can move on. It's weird that I will have to... Why are you standing still? That I have to do this, and now I can start listening to Spotify again. So I was planning to just keep going instead of charging where the map wants me to charge. As I said before, I would go there with 31%, but now this has changed to 22%, which is quite a difference. The Google Maps doesn't estimate as good as I think that it does in the EX40 and the Polestar 2. I think EX30 does a quite bad job of estimating this. And now it's 22%, okay. And the next charge stop after this one is at like 60 kilometers away. And right now, according to the car, I should come 61 kilometers. So I'm at the limit where I probably could go, and I would go there with like 1 to 0%. Also could slow down or stuff like that, or I can just go here and charge in 5 minutes, and both of these will work for me. I don't need to stop and charge anymore. I just need to stop once. So I'm going to chicken out and do this charge instead. So here we are at the charging stop, and we have 22% in the battery. According to the car, we should be able to go 55 kilometers, and we have 59 kilometers left to that charger that is way off. So we will stay here and charge, and I need to charge about 71% at least, it says. Taking a look at some numbers, we have a speed of 85.7 right now. It goes down because I could go to P maybe, and it will stop. It was 86.1 when I stopped the car, so just for your information. The consumption is 22.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, sorry. And we have been traveling 226.8 kilometers. So it's not really that good, if I'm going to be honest. I can see on the flags over there that we have a headwind against us. So that's something that doesn't really help. But it's a high consumption for being like this weather and 15 degrees outside. It's summer tires. Okay, now it started, and we are charging at 138.9 kilowatts, and I think that is the maximum for this charger. Actually, it says 150 on it, but I've never been able to go further than 139. So there we have it. If we take a look inside the car, we can't really see any speed or anything. We can only see the percentage and the kilometers. We can see that we're done in 57 minutes, and that is, I don't know, settings, charging. Let's go for daily commute. We don't need any more than 90%. Then this should change to 34%. So in 34 minutes, we should have 90% in the battery. As I said, I don't need any more than 71. We'll see how how soon I will go. Right now, I have 37%, and I have no idea how fast I'm charging because Volvo won't tell me. Okay, so now I have stopped charging. I have 72% in battery, and we have 233 kilometers to the hotel, and I should be there with 14%. So according to the car, not sure what it did there, but according to the car, we should come there, use just about 60%, something like that, in order to go that far. The thing is that I went from 100 to 22% by going 226 kilometers, and now I need to go 233 kilometers with 60% instead of 80%. So I don't know how that will work. So I have 70% in the battery. I've just left the charging stop, and already now the car says that I need to stop and charge for 10 minutes. It's added this charging station. That's what I said. I don't know what... Is Google this bad, really? I mean, I don't remember it being this bad from the EX40 or XC40 it was called at that time, and the Polestar 2. I don't know. There seems to be something wrong with the calibration in the Google Maps for the EX30. So I just drove past the first charging stop that the car wanted me to stop by before it changed. I have been using 19% since we charged until now, and I got to the charging spot that I actually stopped with 22%. So if I had continued to drive and just stopped where the car first wanted me to stop before it changed, I would have been there with 3% left in the battery. That would have been better for the state of charge, and those chargers are also faster. They are 350 kilowatts instead of 150. But doesn't really matter that much since the car can't take more than 150. But that's I would have made it, but I made the safe choice. So I am at the charging station now for the second time during this trip, and I can show you a screenshot that I took with my phone on the statistics and whatnot. Came here with 6% in the battery, not that much, and this is a slow charger, so talking with and I'm just going to make sure that you also see 78 kilowatts charging right now, and I have been charging for 7 minutes from 6 to 17 right now. I'm not really sure how much I need. Doesn't say in the screen, but there's 48 kilometers left to my hotel, so it's not that far. And this is how it looks in the car now. It's in Swedish, I'm sorry for that, but there's no way where it's telling me how much I should charge to be able to go there. I will get there with 10%, but based on what, I don't know. 48 kilometers left, and I can currently drive 55 kilometers according to the car with 20% in it. I'm not sure. Maybe I go to 25, 30% until we are ready to go. It says that I should be going there right now, like 56 and 48, but this Google Maps is doing the estimation way too bad for me to actually be safe with that, so I will wait a little longer. Okay, so now we are ready to continue. I was just looking at social media and other stuff, so 32% I came up in, and we have 84 kilometers of range now, and we should be able to go 48 kilometers without any I'm offline. So, oh gosh, I just need to connect my phone. and now we are at the hotel here in Gothenburg, and we can look at the numbers. I have 16% left in the battery, and after have been driving 459 kilometers, and I have an average, I have a consumption of 22.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That is quite a lot, I think. Now I will check in, I will park the car, I will charge it over the weekend really, because it's Saturday today, I will go home on Monday, and during this time in Gothenburg I will go to World of Volvo, world premiere here. It opens tomorrow actually. How funny is Volkswagen Gothenburg on just the other side. No matter what, I will see if I make a video on World of Volvo. Now I'll check in, and I see you later when we are traveling home again. Hello, welcome back, and I am ready to go from Gothenburg. I'm currently standing in a parking space under World of Volvo, where I spent some hours and time these days. And as I said, there will be a video on that, hopefully. I think I got enough footage for that. And now we are ready to go back home. And I have already done everything in the display here, navigating to Uppsala, which, see how far is that? Can we see that somewhere? 463 kilometers, and I have a car behind me, so I need to go. 463 kilometers is where we have to go, and we will stop and charge. Doesn't say how far. In Mariestad, for those of you who know, I should go there with 40%, and then I should charge there and come back home with 10% in the battery. And today it's not as windy as it was when we went down, so I'm assuming we will have a much better range now than we had before. Do I go to Oslo? Let's just follow the lines here. Now I just need to figure out how to get out of here, and then we are on our way really. I must say that now when we are going home and we have a better weather and everything, the car is actually doing a fantastic job. It is a quiet car. Many cars in this segment are much louder than this one, and the comfort is also really good. The steering assistance works great when we have dry roads and clearly lines. Just moving on and sitting here, leaving kilometers behind me, it's actually quite nice. Just taking a look at the consumption, we can see that 22.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers means that we are going downhill with the consumption, and I think we will reach something like 21.5, something like that at the end. With this weather, we should expect a lower consumption. So I just drove past the station that the car wants me to charge at, because we have still 35% left in the battery. It takes... I can't stop with 35% left in the battery. This car doesn't have that much range when going 100 plus kilometers an hour. Stopping that often will just... No, I'm not doing it. And it wanted me to stop for about 20 minutes. And I'm planning to take a lunch break when I stop and charge next time, and 20 minutes is not good enough, so I just continue for a while now. And I mean, the charging stop that we had on our way down was 50 or 60 kilometers away from here, and I am able to go over 100 kilometers still. So there's no range anxiety, there's no reason for me to stop at all, other than that the car wants me to stop. I don't want to stop. So let's continue. So now I'm here at the charging stop. I came here with 18% in the battery, and we are going to charge for 24 minutes and up to at least 70% according to the car. Just looked at the speed, and we is charging at 148 kilowatts, so that's fine. And yeah, we'll see how long we stay here. I'm going to get lunch now. It will probably be more than 24 minutes. The consumption has been lowered to 21.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. But from now on, there will be more highway, like 110 kilometers, some 120 kilometers an hour, and instead of just 100. So that might change something also. I've heard that. Look at this fantastic weather. At home, the weather is terrible, according to information I've received. Raining, cloudy, and not this. We'll see. So 25 minutes later, I'm ready to go again, and we have 77% in the battery. And according to the car, we are able to drive 241 kilometers, and I need to go 225 kilometers. And I should be home with 19% left in the battery. We'll see about that. There's only one way to find out. It's really a fantastic day. Too bad I need to sit in a car all day. Okay, so I am home. I just parked in my garage, and to see the numbers, I show you a screen here. But 20.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers I ended up with after 917.9 kilometers, and 85 kilometers an hour and average speed. The weather was much better today, and the estimation of Google Maps were much better. I have 10% left in the battery. It said I should charge up to 70. I charged to 77, so I would have come home with 3%, so it's a pass. But when I went down to Gothenburg, it was very windy, and Google didn't take that into effect when it calculated the charging stop down. So no weather data, but when there is no real weather to talk about, as it was today, much better. I will give you the cost estimates very soon after I have compiled them and they come here. Okay, so now I have checked out all the receipts and I've collected them in an Excel format, and I've also just made all the Swedish krona to euros, and it is today it is Saturday the 20th of April, so this is when I was converting everything to euros, so there might be some differences, but now you know that. And if you take a look here, you see that I have said 0 euros when charging at home, and that is because I have a fixed price for my parking spot where everything is included, including the electricity for my cars, which is fantastic. But since I'm only choosing to show the specific prices for this specific trip on this Excel, I can't really fill in what I pay for that monthly, because I would pay for it anyway, even if I didn't do this trip. But I also have the hourly cost for electricity, at least here in Sweden, for that day. I took the hourly rate for electricity that day, and all the other costs that is included in Sweden when you charge or when you use electricity, and that became 12 cents. So that's how I choose to show it. Otherwise, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. If there is anything you wonder or anything you would like me to explain more, let me know in the comments. I'm sure I can do that. But this is basically how it looks. 59 cents per 10 kilometers with my prices, because I've used a BMW charging card and get better prices on that, as well as I said, I choose to say 0 when charging at home. But even if we would go for the standard listing prices on the public charges, as well as the hourly price that I just talked about, we would still end up with 83 cents per 10 kilometers, which in my mind is okay. Everything under about the euro would be fine, I think. There's a lower price for AC charging at the hotel, and that is because there was a fixed hourly price on the charging parking spot that you had there, but they offered a 22 kilowatt charging. This car can do 22 kilowatts charging, so I needed less. I needed like 2.5 hours to get 90% from 16%, so that it didn't cost much. It would be a higher number if I was having another car that only did 11 kilowatts or whatever. If they only delivered 11 kilowatts. Now I was lucky they delivered 22 and the car can do 22, so perfect, got shipped out there. So that's the cost, and if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know what you think about the Volvo EX30. And just for I want to mention as well, a week ago when I recorded that video, 1.3 update had not been announced yet. Now it has, so we'll see what that can solve. I don't have that yet, so I plan to do a video when I finally get it. But as of right now, I'm still on 1.1. So we'll see more on what bugs they can fix with that update. No Apple CarPlay and phone as a key though. That's too bad. Have a nice one, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.